Hello friends, Sunny Sandhu here and welcome to Sunny Sandhu World. Today we are going to talk about a very special artist who sadly was assassinated on 29th of May 2022. The name is the legend of Punjabi music, Sidhu Moosewala. We'll talk all the special things about Sidhu, what made Sidhu so special, why 30 to 40 bullets were fired on his jeep, and why his legacy still lives on. Sidhu was born in 1993. He was born in a simple middle class family in the northern Indian state called Punjab. Northern Indian state, by that I mean the state falls in the northern part of India. He was born in a small village, which at that time was not popular, but today probably it might be the most popular village not just in Punjab but the entire India. The name of the village was Musa. Sidhu added the name of his village to his name, to his artistic name. His actual name was Shubdeep Singh Sidhu. Musa falls in a district called Mansa. This area, this belt of Punjab is still not as developed as other parts are. There are a lot of struggles. All the improvements came with years, but when Sidhu was small, basic facilities like transportation, bus service were a challenge. The stories I heard about Sidhu from social media are very inspiring and also very relatable because I myself belong to a middle class family, so I've seen a lot of things myself as well. Sidhu, when small, used to bike to school. He had a bicycle. He won't ask for too many toys. His dad, who was initially in the Indian Army, but then because of an injury had to take premature retirement, joined the fire brigade department. His mom was a teacher. She also had a school which she ran in the village. So she imparted education. As Sidhu did his schooling, his love for music kept on growing. Super interestingly, although he belonged to the other part of the world, but the music which fascinated him was Western music. Tupac Shakur, Nipsey, all the Afro-American rappers, their music, their beats, hip-hop. Sidhu loved this kind of music. It's very interesting because back in 1993, internet was still not as common as it is today. Today we have Wi-Fi and we have internet access everywhere. So maybe he went to internet cafes, or I don't know how he found out about this music. But he made sure that he listened and trained as he did his schooling. After his schooling, as most families in Punjab or in India have, is their son should become an engineer, a doctor, a white-collar profession, a respectable job, good money, good income, steady, consistent income. So the family encouraged him to join an engineering college. He worked hard in studies and cleared the entrance, got the seat in the engineering college. Also because he came from a background of a backward belt, probably he got some points for that also. But when he joined the engineering college, he got some friends who found out that he was a great singer with a powerful vocal and had a great ability. He met some friends who would encourage him. He also started writing songs, but it's a very interesting story. Like before he started writing songs, he would sing and his friends loved his music, they loved his voice, and they encouraged him to do better. Sidhu found a writer and he contacted the writer because he wanted lyrics for his song. It was pouring, it was raining heavily. He was on a bike. He rode the bike because he was going to see this writer who had given him an appointment to meet. It's not uncommon that people in India don't stick to the promises when it comes to appointments or the times which they have decided upon. Well, similar thing happened here. This writer did not realize that it was raining heavily and the kid has come from so far. This writer just said, "Sorry, I can't meet you today." Sidhu was heartbroken. Tears were pouring, rolling down his eyes with the rain as he biked back to his district, to his city, to his town, to his state, to his area. But instead of going to his parents, he thought of going to his guru or the teacher, the music teacher, whom he had sought help to learn music with whatever money he had or whatever resources he had. So the music teacher, he realized that yes, Sidhu is very disappointed, he's also embarrassed, he's also heartbroken. So the guru, as a teacher would, encouraged him to go to some bookshops. Actually, the guru went with him, bought some books, and told him that writing is not a rocket science. And the guru said he believes that you are capable, you can write, so you should try. And Sidhu started trying. And oh boy, the lyrics he wrote. He started writing lyrics which would hit directly the hearts of people. Some of his songs were bought by some singers. The singers gave him money. With the money, he bought musical instruments, or he spent the money to learn more music. So this went on. One of his first songs, which was sung by a very famous singer, is called License, which you guys can listen to. It's a Punjabi song. Sidhu came from a belt which was famous for very courageous men who preferred death than bowing down. And that's what his lyrics reflected. After his engineering, as it's common, especially in Punjab, that if you've done your education in India, maybe study abroad or try and settle abroad. So Sidhu also went to Canada. Initially, he pursued something related to engineering, but then he thought it's better to go for a course like hospitality management. So he joined hotel management. And from his interviews, if I'm not wrong, he also did some trainings in hotels. I think it was Premier Hotel in Toronto where he did his training in the kitchen. Here he met some people who initially were in good terms with him. He was friends with them. Later things became sour from sweet. Why, how? Sidhu knows it, those people know it, or Sidhu's family probably knows it. But those people helped him because they realized that he has extreme level of talent and potential. The very first song, So High, became super viral. It was shot on a simple budget, but it became one of the biggest hits of the time. A famous Punjabi artist, international artist as well, launched a company, a music company, and he was thinking to engage with a reputed artist so that his company can grow. But somebody who was known to this artist sent him Sidhu's song So High and asked if he could launch Sidhu. And this artist says that when he heard So High, it was so addictive that he kept on listening to the beats, to the song, day in, day out for days together. And then he decided that instead of going for a reputed artist, he would give break to this young boy who seems to have a lot of ability. And he was not wrong. So High took that company to another level, that new music company, besides taking Sidhu to the next level. Well, after that, there was no looking back. There was song after song, hits after hits, from G-Wagon to all the songs which Sidhu recorded. Sidhu parted ways with the people he was working with and went back to India. Probably something was going on. He was getting a lot of threats. Probably there were reasons which Sidhu knew, because his teacher, I saw the interview, in one of the interviews said that Sidhu had a weapon when I saw him after the success. And I asked Sidhu that, why are you keeping a weapon with you? You're an artist, you don't need a gun. He said, it's a licensed weapon. I need it for my defense, for my self-defense. It also showed what kind of character Sidhu had. Normally, if somebody is threatened by enemy, especially if the enemy is strong, the person would bow down, become tactful, say sorry, apologize, and okay, I will live up to your terms. But very few people live life on their own terms. They don't care, they don't bow, they don't bend. Sidhu was the latter category. So he set his base in his village, which was again rare because this village was far away from the districts, from the music districts of Punjab or India. But from the village itself, he would record songs, he would make simple videos which started getting viral. If you check his clips on social media, Sidhu seemed to be a very simple soul. He became so famous, but he still stayed very simple and approachable when it came to approaching his fans. Every day, 100 to 200 fans would be waiting outside his door when he woke up. But he would make sure he doesn't disappoint anybody. He would click selfies, he would give autographs. The fans loved him, they would bring him gifts, and everything was trending on social media. Sidhu ensured that no fan goes without chai tea or without food. As money started increasing, Sidhu thought of working on his dream home. In Punjabi, in my language, we call a mansion a haveli. So he started working on his haveli, which was spread in a lot of land. He also constructed 2 rooms, special guest rooms for any fans who come from far off and can't go back, because he remembered that day when he had to drive back, ride his motorcycle back in pouring rain, when that writer had refused to see him. So Sidhu seemed like a guy who never forgot his roots. Well. On social media, the access he had with fans is unreal. No celebrity of his level, of his stature, was so humble. He probably did understand and was aware that his life is at risk. There are a lot of people who love him, but there are people who don't like him, and those people can do anything to get rid of him. But he chose the path of courage. He would write things which he wanted to say. He didn't use filters. He told a lot of stories on what all is going on with him in his songs, which at that point most of us did not realize. We probably thought these are just lyrics, but they were not lyrics. He was actually sharing all the pressures he's fighting with. He chose to smile. All the clips which got viral after his death show that. Somewhere he's playing with kids, somewhere he's sitting with elders, somewhere he's just laughing wholeheartedly, somewhere he is working in his farms. He loved tractors, he loved machinery, he loved jeeps, he loved vehicles. He had everything from a G-Wagon to a 5911 tractor, which almost became obsolete back in the day, but he revived the tractor. He supported the artists he liked and did not shy from saying things against the artists he did not like. Success was growing. There were some conspiracies, there were some false cases, there were some flexing of muscles by the competitors, but Sidhu decides to contest elections. 27, 28 years old boy with international status of a celebrity, educated, having done engineering and then having seen the Western world, actually seen the Western world since a long time, right from the childhood, because he was listening to the Western music. But unfortunately, people at that time did not vote for him as was expected because of different reasons. If you ask me, I think one of the reasons was there was another party which was popular at that time. There was a different wave, different sentiment going on in the state, in the entire state, because of the farmers' movement that happened before, and that's why this party was getting more popular as compared to other parties. The party that Sidhu chose was different. Also, I think at that time most people did not realize that Sidhu actually meant his words. He actually wanted to make a difference. They thought he was just a young guy who got money, fame, who got blessed with money and fame, and now he's full of himself. Because his lyrics, those who didn't know the reason of his lyrics just thought that he's just showing off. But actually, he had reasons which came out later after he passed away. that why he was writing songs on death, why he was writing about his talent, why he was writing that he is talented and his talent is scaring a lot of people. Anyways, after losing the elections, obviously Sidhu was sad, but he said a golden word. He said, all bricks don't go in the walls of a building. Some bricks are used for the foundation. So I'll just think that this brick went into the foundation. And I am not scared of defeats. He would release songs on all occasions and on all situations that he was going through. So he released a song called Scapegoat, which was related to his election career. But I'm pretty sure the caliber he had, he would have won again in the next election, or maybe next to next election, because his celebrity status was growing and people probably realized that they could have voted for him and he could have done a lot of things for the village or the area if he was chosen. A lot of people realized his worth after he passed away. But few people knew his worth, especially the competitors, especially the rivals, because Sidhu had started his own YouTube channel, which was getting popularity, had millions of subscribers. He was making a lot of money, and that way he was controlling a big chunk of the music industry, all by himself, not sharing with anybody. Politics-wise as well, I'm pretty sure the rivals realized that he has got the power to change things, to rule, to reach the topmost position, probably the chief minister of the state, one day. He's young, he's got everything at the right time, and he has already got more than many people have. And it seems like there's no stopping for him. These are all the reasons which I guess could have become a reason, because whatever reasons were made part of the narrative or were explained after the assassination, nothing concrete has been found to prove those charges. 29th May 2022. Sidhu woke up late. He would work on music, do things in the night related to his songs and all. I don't know much because obviously I don't know Sidhu too much personally. I just know him through the eyes of social media, the eyes of his fans, his friends, the interviews or the interviews of his parents. Around 5:30 after meeting his fans, after clicking pictures with them, he drives off in his Jeep. He's driving it himself with two of his friends who were not armed. And he's going to see a relative who is not feeling well, just few kilometers away from his house. Two cars follow him, two vehicles follow him. There was an SUV and a car, and it had, the official records say, 6 attackers or six assassins who were loaded with high-tech, sophisticated guns, weapons, automatic weapons. God knows which weapons were those. It also stays a mystery, and there are a lot of theories about the weapons because the weapons were so lethal. They had such an impact that the bullets pierced the metal sheets of the Jeep, the walls around of the houses which were around, and the metal gates of those houses. So some people believe that those bullets were fired by guns of a very heavy caliber, which can't happen unless there's any patronage or any support for the attack. Different theories will continue, different probabilities will continue. It always happens in such deaths. But Sidhu's friends narrate the incident this way. They're like, it was 29th of May, Sidhu was on the steering wheel. One friend was sitting with him, one was sitting in the back. They did not had bodyguards with them because they just thought that they're going close by, and the bodyguards were also not feeling well. They were just having one bodyguard, which Sidhu told should stay with the family. Sidhu was a brave guy. He had his weapon, he had his pistol, and when they realized they are being chased, they are being followed, Sidhu told his friends not to worry, I've got a weapon. He chose not to run away. He chose not to speed away. He chose to stand and fight. So he fought like a lion, like a tiger. The 6 attackers pounded bullets on his jeep, on his vehicle. The friend said that first he kept on firing from his right hand. His elbow, if you see the pictures of the body, the bone is ruptured. And then he shifted the pistol in the left hand and kept firing. The chamber of his pistol was empty. Maybe it had 7 bullets. Some people say it just had 2 bullets because he forgot to fill the chambers, but I don't know. I'm not in the investigating team, but the chamber was empty. After Sidhu was attacked, obviously there was no hope because the attackers made sure that there's no hope left. People around were scared, they had mixed feelings. People from the village where the incident happened came, surrounded the jeep. They didn't know how to react. Some people, after seeing such a big celebrity from so close, started clicking pictures, making videos, selfie videos, and these videos became viral. They spread throughout like wildfire on different social media platforms. Finally, somebody brought a car and Sidhu was loaded in the car. He was taken to the hospital, but most likely it was too late. If you ask the eyewitness accounts, I heard one of the interviews where the guys who took him to the hospital said that Sidhu still had some breaths, and when we told him not to sleep, not to close his eyes, Sidhu woke up briefly for a second or two and saw his injured arm, and after seeing his injured arm, he again closed his eyes. But again, he had lost a lot of blood. The injuries were definitely life-threatening, fatal injuries because of the weapons used and the number of bullets. News spread that Sidhu has been shot dead. News in newspapers, news in social media, news everywhere. After that, his dad, who was normally taken to be as a shy person, was seen coming in front of the media, taking the charge, explaining the story, side of the story, their context, and seeking justice. His mom came forward as a tigress as well, shared the stories of Sidhu's childhood. The final journey of Sidhu was attended by hundreds and thousands of people. Despite the heat, despite the challenges, they wanted to see their star one last time, to say farewell. Sidhu's career spanned about 6 years, from 2016 to 2022. But in 6 years, he was always in newspapers, in the headlines due to different reasons. And after his death as well, unfortunately, the death turned out to be controversial. He was again all over the news. So the level of fame that Sidhu has gained, the achievements which he did in his short career, his tragic death, all these things will make Sidhu immortal forever. His stories will be told to generations and generations to come. I personally listen to Sidhu's song because they're full of positivity, they're full of energy. I always used to listen to Sidhu's song before also, in gym, while driving, while feeling low. But I was just a fan back then. I was not such an ardent fan as I am now. Because of a lot of reasons, because of his parents, because of him being simple, because of him having every luxury from a G-Wagon to any car he wanted to buy, but also having tractors and working in the fields himself. For being simple, for giving respect to the poorest fans who would come from kilometers away. There are a lot of good things about Sidhu which came out after his death. And that's why he is very different for me as compared to other celebrities. I personally am a music fan. I like music. I sing myself too. I write here and there. And I have a lot of singers who are my favorite. Actually, I like all the Punjabi stars in some way or the other because they're all talented. That's why they're there. But Sidhu will always stay my most favorite. The court cases are still on. The pleas, the appeals to seek justice are on. Justice is a very difficult concept because there's a big difference between judgment and justice. And justice delayed is justice denied, they say. But again, it's very hard to get justice because of human factors involved, because of errors involved, because of perspectives, because of willful hiding the facts. And personally, as much as I have understood this guy, he knew what's coming, he knew what will happen, he knew the world we live in, but he wanted to do the best. He celebrated the birthdays, the marriage anniversaries of his parents, all the milestones. He kept the smile on his face. He ensured he lives the way he wants. He could be seen laughing, enjoying music. And in interviews, he would say, death is something which is certain, which will come for sure. So we should not be scared to die. A very, very different, a very, very special artist, indeed. Sidhu Moosewala. Check him out on social media, search about him, listen to his songs, and then share with me, comment on what you think about the legend. Legends never die. Thanks for listening.